In this video, we're going to look at one last type of two-step equations. These equations look a little bit intimidating just because they have large fractions on one side of our equal sign. But they're still two steps just like we were doing before. So we have, for our first one, x minus 8 as our numerator, and then it's divided by 3 is equal to 4. So now you might think that we're going to start by adding 8 because we always get rid of our constant first in the last examples. But for this one, we're actually going to get rid of our dividing by 3 first. And so we're going to multiply by 3 on both sides. The reason we're going to start by multiplying by 3 is because just like before, when you're looking at the videos for two-step equations, we were talking about how you need to do order of operations backwards. Well, if this was an order of operations problem and there was a number in place of x, to do order of operations, you would solve the numerator and then divide by 3. But if we're doing order of operations backwards, you want to get rid of the denominator and then solve the numerator. So we're just going in a reverse order. So our 3 being multiplied to both sides is going to cancel out the 3 on the bottom. And we're left with just what was in the numerator, x minus 8. 4 times 3 is going to give me 12. Now we're left with just a one-step equation. So we have x minus 8 is equal to 12. Well, we're going to use opposite operations to get rid of the negative 8. So opposite of that would be to add 8. And we want to make sure we do it to both sides. My 8's are going to cancel, and I have x is equal to 20. Just like with our other two-step equations, we can check our answer. So we're going to plug 20 back in for x in our numerator. So we have 20 minus 8 divided by 3. And we're hoping that's going to equal 4. So 20 minus 8 is going to give me 12. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Our next equation looks very similar. We have our x plus 6 on top, and then a denominator of negative 2 that's dividing that whole thing. So we need to get rid of our negative 2 first. So we're going to multiply on both sides by negative 2. When we multiply by negative 2, it's going to cancel out our denominator. And we're left with x plus 6. Negative 5 times negative 2 gives me positive 10. Now we have a one-step equation. We have x plus 6 is equal to 10. So to get rid of the plus, we're going to subtract. And we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. When we do that, we get x is equal to 4. To check our answer, we're going to plug 4 in for x into our equation and see if it's equal to negative 5 once we solve. So on our numerator, we would have 4 plus 6, and then we're dividing by negative 2. 4 plus 6 is 10, and then on the bottom, we're dividing by negative 2, so 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. Exactly what we were hoping we would get. On the bottom, we have 2 more to try together. So we have x minus 7 is being divided by negative 8. So we need to get rid of our negative 8. So since it's dividing, we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to multiply to both sides. And we're going to multiply by negative 8, because we want to get rid of the 8 and the negative. When we multiply by negative 8, our negative 8's are going to cancel out, and I have x minus 7 equals 1 times negative 8 is negative 8. Now we have a one-step equation, and we're going to use opposite operations to get rid of our minus 7. So the opposite of subtracting 7 is adding 7, so we're going to do that to both sides, and we get x is equal to negative 1. We definitely want to check our answer, so we're going to plug it back into our equation, and we're going to have negative 1 minus 7 divided by negative 8. Well, negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8. So we have negative 8 divided by negative 8, and that's going to give me positive 1. Exactly what I was hoping for. We have one more equation to solve together. X plus 9 is divided by negative 4. So to get rid of our negative 4, we're going to multiply on both sides by negative 4. When we multiply by negative 4, our negative 4's are going to cancel out. And I've got x plus 9 equals negative 8. Now I have a one-step equation. I have x plus 9 is equal to negative 8, and so we need to undo our constant to get rid of it. So instead of adding 9, we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. Positive 9 and negative 9 are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with x. On the other side, negative 8 minus 9 is going to give me negative 17. Now that we have x is equal to negative 17, we want to check our answer. So we're going to plug it back into our numerator. Negative 17 plus 9, and then we want to divide by negative 4. Negative 17 plus 9 is going to give me negative 8. Divided by negative 4 gives me positive 2. So our answer was fine. On the back of this page, there is more practice for you to try. Please get it checked when you are finished.